Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.
This is a man, distinguished Senator ROCHAS Okorocha, former governor of Imo State and sitting member of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator. We are trying to extend our happiness and our wish with His Excellency based on his performance nationwide, not only in the North. Most of the titles they give to His Excellency. Personally, I made there are about 10 titles. You have the Owele of Indibo. He's a Danji Sokoto. He's a Okela Sardona Ilmi. That is Sardona of our time. The Okala of Iche, River State. The Omorodion of the Yoruba land, Jagaban Lafia, Nasrau State, Amin Kano Kanawa, Uban Talakawa from Kano Youth, then Sarkin Yakin Almajirai, Tijaniya, Tarika, Nigeria. Then, this last week, it was a hearty congratulations from us, because this man, ROCHAS, for the last 23 years ago, he established 13 schools all across the country with over 25,000 students in Nigeria. Those schools are from the north, south, west, east. It is in this recognition the Emir of DAURA honored him with the title Maga Alherin Hausa, and his beautiful wife, Ms. ROCHAS, was also Zinaria of Hausa. The meaning of Maga Alherin Hausa is, in English, the great giver to the Hausa people. To look across the country, ROCHAS Okorocha, as I told you, started in Plateau State in Jos, born and brought up there. But he is a northerner, he's an easterner, he's a Yoruba man. All in all. However, to extend this, our goodwill to him, as we know ROCHAS Okorocha, we are all aware that my principal, Royal Okorocha, is a destabilized Nigerian who was born an Igbo man, brought up by the North and empowered by the West, and that is why he has chosen to preach the gospel of one Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. ROCHAS Okorocha, as I say, he's the destabilized Nigerian. I'm telling you, even across Africa, this is foundation. Students from Tanzania, Ethiopia, Rwanda. So he has crossed the border of this country. As a philanthropist, there is nothing we can say to ROCHAS Okorocha is to encourage him. This is not, the Emir of DAURA gave him this title, not for politics, as I told you, is because of his philanthropic help, assistance to the humanity. So therefore, Your Excellency, I'm here with my team at the Secretary of the New Nigeria to congratulate you. I wish we can invite you to Hilton for a lunch, but it's coming, Your Excellency, inshallah. So once again, we congratulate you on this big title. I rest my case.
Thank you. Excitement, Magama, President.
For us to be here, most especially we, the product of ROCHAS Foundation All Students Association. I'm by name Engineer Adamu Suleiman Magama. I add the name Magama because of where I come from. I'm a graduate of ROCHAS Foundation All Students Association. Sorry, a graduate of ROCHAS Foundation College, Jos. 20 years ago, I would say in 2005, after coming back from Mongu local government, where I was a cattle head boy, that means like a headman that you know. So after coming back from the village, and I engaged in learning a trading, a handwork at the roadside, and without the hope of furthering my education. Actually, I come from a Fulani family from Toro local government, Bauchi, and I'm the 11th son of the 19 children of my father. I would proudly say that today I am the only graduate in the family and the breadwinner of the family, courtesy of ROCHAS Foundation College.
You, Engineer Adamu Suleiman. The Secretary of the New Nigeria Movement and members of your team. And to receive you, Engineer Suleiman, President of ROCHAS Foundation All Student Association, to the Unity House, for the increment so far poured on me on the recent honor done to me by the Emir of DAURA, Al-Haji Omar Farouk. Let me just say that I appreciate this title of Maga Al-Heri Hausa. One, in the manner in which it was given. That I never went to Daura expecting to be given a title. It came to me as a pleasant surprise, which I had not anticipated when I went to meet the Emir just to hold a meeting on some foundation and charity issues. But it ended up that the Emir himself decided to honor me. And I would imagine that, I don't know what must have prompted the Emir to take such an action. And I have never had one-on-one meeting with the Emir. Probably I've seen him about 3 times in my whole life. And whenever I saw him, it was with a crowd or group of people on courtesy call, and we just exchanged pleasantries. But I was pleasantly surprised that he was able to honor me on that particular day, which was not even a properly scheduled meeting. This is what is very interesting about this title. And when 23 years ago I went to the north to establish ROCHAS Foundation in Kano and Jos in the first instance, and later Zaria, Bauchi, Yola, and Sokoto. I didn't do that 23 years ago expecting to be rewarded or to be honored. I went to the north out of sheer love and out of sheer concern to better the lives of the less privileged children in the north and by extension in Nigeria at large. So for me, 23 years after, to be honored as Maga Al-Heri Hausa is something that I will cherish for the rest of my life. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel that I've done something, I've contributed a little thing to the development of my dear fatherland, Nigeria. I do hope that this establishment of these schools will promote peace and unity among Nigerians and among our fatherland. Because in the 25,000 children we have and still counting, most of them are Hausas, Igbos, Yoruba, different tribes of this nation. So they were not, education was not given on the basis of where you come from, but once you're Nigerian. And I hope ROCHAS Foundation effort will further help to strengthen the unity of this country, which we needed most at this crucial time. But I must say that the ROCHAS Foundation's effort is still like a drop of water in an ocean, given the fact that we still have over 13.4 million children out of school. Now my concern is, if we don't help these children to go to school, we might be creating a bigger problem for our nation in the couple of years to come. So I'll use the opportunity to request that all 1 million Nigerians should please support and help these children who are not going to school. A child's education is a right, it's not a privilege. And a child does not know what he's doing at that particular age unless guided by his parents or his nation. So it's duty incumbent on us to ensure that the road to school is once more open to every child, irrespective of his family background. I want to make this appeal seriously to our nation, that we should do all we can to help out-of-school children. If we cannot teach a child, let us please sponsor the education of one. Because we do not know who becomes the doctor tomorrow, or the president tomorrow, or the engineer tomorrow that will help to solve the problem of mankind. Let's give every child a chance. This is my plea, and this is what I really appreciate in this honor done to me. Again, I'd like to say that I've enjoyed a wonderful relationship with the North. And the North gave me my childhood. Because my secondary school, my university was all in the northern part of the country. So I see myself as one also bestowed with that responsibility to see what I can do to contribute to education in the northern part of this country. The foundation has plans, again, to help the Al-Majri situation where children are going to school. And part of our plans is to ensure that wherever they are having their Arabic education, we should be able to introduce some form of modern education, even at least communication in English, and be able to read and write English language. We have this program coming up which will come out recently or very soon, and it's called the Al-Majri Emergency School Education Scheme. With this, I think it will help the situation. But I want to commend all lovers of education in Nigeria and those who have really contributed to education of a child. It's not only your child that is your child. Every child is everyone's child. Because when you are sick, the doctor that takes care of you is not your child. When you are hungry, the cook that cooks for you is not your child. When you are traveling, the driver that drives you is not your child. So it's something that we must do all we can to better the life of every child so we can enjoy the society better. Once more, I want to thank you, Alhaji Audi, the Secretary of the New Nigeria, for taking a right. But there's a saying that to whom much is given, much is expected. I think the title of Maga Al-Heri, a great giver, coming from His Royal Majesty, the Emir of DAURA, is a wake-up call for me that I should do more in the service to humanity. That I promise to do. My dream in life, my dream is to wake up one day and see 1 million children who would have not had the opportunity of going to school through my ROCHAS Foundation. If I can accomplish this, I would have felt really accomplished in life. Because for me, and for me truly, owning the whole world of property is no longer in vogue for me. Taking the most expensive champagne and staying in the best of hotels or riding private jet or first class to London and all over the world, for me is an old fashion. And accumulation of huge amount of money in banks and holding bigger shares in companies, for me is an old fashion. What is new fashion for me is taking a poor child who is not going to school and putting him to school and making him become something to help society. For me, that is what is in vogue, and that is my new world, and that's what I cherish. And I've asked God Almighty to please continue to bless me that I may bless others, and to honor me that I may honor others, to give me that I may share with those who do not have. Because I know on my own I can do nothing, but I can do all things through God who giveth me the strength. So ROCHAS Foundation is a covenant between me and my Creator. And it has nothing to do with politics. 23, 25 years ago, if it was for politics, Foundation would have ended before now. Because politics will come and go, but ROCHAS Foundation will stay forever. And I want to commend my children, Suleiman, and well over 6,000 graduates of ROCHAS Foundation to thank you for making me proud. And I'm happy to hear from them that they're already grooming themselves to take over the mantle of foundation from me. This is my dream. And I pray you live up to expectation. God will see all of you through. While I know we have produced a lot of lawyers, a lot of doctors, engineers, and I have a lot of police officers, DSPs now, army lieutenants, and I have people in all fields of life, over 6,000 graduates. But there are still thousands of my children looking for jobs. If I don't speak for them, no one can speak for them. Because 75% of them have no parents. So I want to appeal on federal government to give a special quota to these orphans who are graduates now of the university, and who have no contact, who does not know people in government who must help them, to please create a special space for them that they can be gainfully employed. And I assure the nation that every product of ROCHAS Foundation shall be an asset to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Amen. Once more, I want to thank you for coming, and I do hope that this title will bring about the needed peace in Nigeria. And let me assure other Nigerians that I am an Igbo man, but today I've been honored by an Hausa first-class traditional ruler. That is also building the bridge of peace. And others are challenged to do similar. So we can have a Nigeria of our collective dreams and aspirations. Once more, thank you, and God bless all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I just want to say something here, and I don't mind persecution, and I don't mind all the troubles I go through relating to political issues. Because if I didn't come into politics, I would have been facing these problems. So it's normal, and I do it. The only one that worries me is when the ROCHAS Foundation ideology is persecuted. My concern right now in what's happening in Imo State is that it's about the closure of the Eastern Palm University, which is the university I built for ROCHAS Foundation students. Because it cost me a whooping sum of money annually to train these children in university. That's why we decided to build a university called the Eastern Palm University to take these children as students. Now, all these students in that school about 325 children in that school reading in the different field of studies. 90% of them, 208 something, are all on scholarship of ROCHAS Foundation. And the institution has been closed, and the children are not going to school. And for political reasons. This is the only one that gets me worried. Other than that, I'm fine with any political persecution because it's expected. But when it touches on the life of these poor children, that gets me worried. We have students from all over this country, from southwest, from the north, from southeast, from north central, from south, everywhere in that Eastern Point University, which is property of ROCHAS Foundation. But for some political reason, it's been closed. I would have been very happy if they can persecute and take everything that I have, but leave that university to exist. Because right now, I don't know what to do with 324 students. I've just managed to speak to some universities to transfer them, and that will see me paying 350,000 naira for each of this child to go back to a different university because their university has been closed by Imo State government. That is the only one that becomes an issue to me. Other than that, I'm used to political persecution, and it is given.
All right, just let's see. I have just two questions.
I didn't want to go far away from my title because this will take over the news. But let me tell you that the nation that wants to be united and remain united must love each other. And leaders must extend hand of friendship across the borderline. But it's unfortunate that the foundation of this country was laid wrongly on divide and rule, on the basis of divide and rule. And that's what we have inherited from the colonial masters without direction. And it's we of this generation must fix it. ROCHAS Foundation today